AD, or both, as LA aims to win a second title in 3 years. All right, Chris Broussard, what does this mean for LeBron, AD, and the Lakers this season?
Nothing. Nada. Zilch.
Hater.
Right? I mean, no, it can work. These numbers don't make me, oh my gosh, really? That LeBron's going to average a career high. AD, no. Let's look at this. You mentioned KD. You mentioned Bradley Beal. Who was the other guy?
Paul George.
What do all three of those guys have in common?
Oh, they're good.
They're good at shooting.
They're great shooters.
They got a good shot like me.
They're great shooters.
Yeah.
They're great shooters.
But they were
Paul
better
George
shooters.
has been 41% from three the last 2 years. All right, he's career 38. Beal's career 38. I don't even have to bring up KD's numbers. All right, so Russ is tremendous at drawing attention and then passing to the open man. No doubt. So that doesn't surprise me that these guys had great scoring years with them. Here's the other thing. It was two of them, right? It was a big two. And when you have two great players together, even if their games don't really match, it can work. They can both put up numbers. Now, if they don't really match, they might not win, but they'll put up numbers. I go back to Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. Their games didn't really fit in Denver, but they both got theirs. AI, 25, 26 points a game. And Carmelo, 29, 26 points a game. But they went 1-8 in playoff games and bounced in the first round twice. So when it's two guys, because they're so good, each of them is going to get numbers. Now, though, we're talking about a big three. And I'm not saying Russ won't help. I'm just saying it's not going to – LeBron and AD's numbers, at least LeBron should come down, I would think. And Westbrook's will come down. If Russ averages a triple-double, I don't think that's a good thing for the Lakers. Like, I don't think he'll come close to averaging. He doesn't need to average a triple-double with this team. All right, but when there's been big threes with LeBron, notice one has always had to step back. Chris Bosh, Kevin Love. That just normally happens with a big three in general, unless they're all great shooters like Golden State, or unless one of them is a Magic Johnson, Steve Nash. I'm not even thinking about shooting. I'm getting y'all yours, and then I'll score when I need to. That's why I say LeBron should take that approach this year and be like, I'm going to get y'all fed, and then I'll get my points when we need them. And so, look, I think I always have said, Russ, this notion that Russ is a loser, you can't win with him, is overstated. He hasn't won a championship, but he has won big in this league. He just hasn't won it all. So, you know, we'll see if it fits, but this doesn't, to me, this is inapplicable because you're talking about a big three versus a big two.
I disagree. I think that when you have someone who is as energetic as Russ is, as aggressive, I mean, we watched how it worked for Morant and for the Memphis team. It makes a difference when you have a guy that can attack the rim the way that guys as explosive as they are able to. This game, again, I'll continue to run the narrative. It has evolved, and it has turned into a different league than even the league where Carmelo Anthony and AI were together and weren't able to get further along. I almost feel like these new age superstar players have this cheat code and understand how the game works in a much different manner, a much more like at the risk of, you know, saying wasn't that with our older generations, but they're more aware. They're much more aware of what they need to do in the off season, preparing their bodies, the technology that goes into everything, really. Their knowledge of the game, the way they watch the film, the way they work out and exercise, the things they eat. It's just very different. So when I look at making a decision to bring a guy like Russell Westbrook into your fold, they will all benefit from this because you have to keep in mind, LeBron is a facilitator as well. He's ball dominant at times, but his ball dominance is really based upon him being able to facilitate for other guys. And a lot of times we give him, you know, we give him real strong criticisms because maybe sometimes he might defer in a moment where we don't want him to defer. But But with that being said, I think that's why you bring in Russell Westbrook to your team, is because you need to have that one guy that's going to move people around. So Carmelo can get down court, spot up, so that you can catch LeBron streaking to the hole unimpeded. AD gets an opportunity to post up. It creates more of a one-on-one situation for him because of all the other bodies that are on the court that can make a difference. I think they want Russ to be that guy. I think they want to be the team that is able to get more and be more productive based upon what Russ brings to the table. He is, you said hectic pace. What did you say? A hectic, he moves up and down the court in a hectic.
Plays at a hectic pace.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Hectic,
that's not an insult.
Yeah, I love it because he does play at a feverish pitch. And I think that this is what is going to be the catalyst for this team, while the other guys are able to benefit from the energy source that he is. And I think it's a brilliant move, if you ask me. I do think they all improve based upon his involvement.
So I love the stat, obviously, that our team here at Undisputed found, and I'm going to add one that I found on Russell Westbrook. So after the All-Star break, you know, the Wizards led the NBA in points in the paint. And last year, just an incredible stat, Russ was #1 in the league assisting points in the paint. He's able to get inside and just hand off for layups. So I know a lot of that is up-tempo ball with Washington. They played at a hectic pace. They didn't play much defense, so a lot of run and gun. But Russ can get into the lane and create a lot of easy buckets. Now, when you apply that to these Lakers, think about this, Broussard. 2019 in the bubble, who was closing games for the Lakers? It was a fellow by the name of Rajon Rondo, an old point guard who's not really a good shooter, although he shot it well in the bubble. The Lakers lost him and said, oh, well, we need that creator. Who do we get in 2020? Let's go grab Dennis Schroeder. That experiment did not quite work out. Here is the new iteration of that point guard who's questionable shooting but can create for others, and that's Russell Westbrook. He's done it historically. You know, 2 out of the last 3 years, he's led the NBA in assists. And it's weird because, yes, he's ball dominant, and yes, he averages a triple-double, but Russ kind of delivers a lot. And I know when Broussard, by the way, LeVar, is saying, people love to say Russ is a loser, he's really thinking about me, because I have been bashing Russ a lot. The guy opens himself up for criticism. You know, it's understandable, but he's still a damn good player. He's still a Hall of Famer.
So
and I think the fit is going to work here. LeVar,
that was so backhanded. That compliment was so backhanded, but go ahead.
When you open yourself up and you say things and
good
act
player.
a certain way, he's very good. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a superstar, as you like to say. Russ is going to fit great with this team. He's going to set up the three-point shooters on the perimeter, and Anthony Davis is going to benefit so much. The real winner here also is LeBron. He's going to have to do less offensively. He's not going to care about the MVP award. And Russ is going to do a lot of the dirty work as long as he moves off the ball, gets into the lane, and creates. Again, I've said it all week. This is a 55-60 win team and the best team in the West.
You act like that's something special. I'm sure, as much as you praising them, I'm surprised you're going 55 wins.
55-60. That's going to be good for first in the West, Chris.
57 wins, that's all?
You don't think that's #1 in the West?
Man. But look, Russ is a legend. Russ is an icon. 30 years from now, even if he wins a championship this year, that'll certainly help his legacy. But what people are going to remember Russell Westbrook for, unless this Lakers team wins like 2 or, championships or more, they're going to remember him as the guy that averaged a triple-double 4 years. Just like we remember Oscar Robertson as the guy that averaged a triple-double. Not so much the guy that won a championship with Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right, so Russ is iconic. There's no doubt. All right, but you brought up what he did in Washington last year with the drive into the basket, which he did. But he did it in Houston, too. But how did he do it when the paint was wide open, when the floor was spread? Now, maybe the Lakers, maybe Marc Gasol will start alongside these three, the big three, and that'll help you space the floor. And then you put Kent Bazemore, Wayne Ellington, whoever the other guy is, so you get spacing. But they got to make sure they have spacing. Because if Russ doesn't have that spacing and that middle isn't open, that's when all that drive into the basket will be on the decline.
Yeah, Frank Vogel, one of my neighbors out here in L.A., he's in a contract year. I think he's going to figure it out, Chris. Very excited for the Lakers. All right, coming up, should Cam Newton be worried about rookie Mac Jones unseating him as the Pats quarterback? We'll have that next.